How's it going today, everybody? This is Kaiju Addict, your host, back with a very special Halloween video. We are looking at the horror himself, SH MonsterArts Destroyah 1995. This is the special color edition. This is the second release, the more movie/suit accurate version, and personally my favorite of the two, and easily one of my favorite figures in my collection. So let's jump right in. If you guys happen to enjoy this video, like this video, comment on this video, and please subscribe. We are growing massively now that we're past 100. I'm so thankful. We've had some uploading issues this last week. I uploaded that update video, and then I said I was going to upload more, and then just my data just would not let me. My internet wouldn't let me. Hopefully I've got that figured out. This is my third time taking this video because I don't want a 25-minute video. So instead of sitting here rambling, let's dive right on to this figure. So, Destroyah. What an excellent figure, in my opinion. The detail, as you can see, disgusting. He's gorgeous. He is the Shin Godzilla before Shin Godzilla. You know, Destroyah and Shin, I think, definitely had the mindset of trying to be a little scary. They all have their own little horror things, but something about Destroyah and Shin Godzilla are just ugly, and I love it. I love that. The horn, look at how that looks. I do believe it shines. I believe it's just translucent enough. If you get a bright light behind it, it can glow a little bit. It's not like the original one where the back of the head kind of had a clear spot. The head used to be translucent red, and you could shine a light at the back of the head and the eyes would glow, but red is not the color of his eyes in this movie. The one thing I will say that this figure misses out on detail, he does not have like the crab eyes. These are just solid yellow eyes, which is not accurate. He kind of has like that fly, like bug texture in his eyes, but that's okay. It's very small in this figure. Would it be nice? Yes. Is it necessary? Not really. The wingspan is huge. It's why large figures like this I hesitate making reviews on. Thankfully, he is just within the means. If I were to back up any more, you'd be either seeing the other side of the white. I've pretty much, this board, there's one of those behind it. I've just taped a blue poster or construction sheet on it, but it doesn't go through the whole thing. So you would either be seeing my GMK poster to the left of us, or you'd see the end of the board here for the back one, and then you'd see my blackout curtains. Not good. So, but this figure is definitely one of the most accurate MonsterArts, in my opinion. He's chunky. He's wonderful. Look at that. The coloration on him is beautiful too. I love the coloration on this guy. It is gorgeous. Alright, so we are going to do this in a little bit of a different order. We're going to do the scale first with other figures. Then we're going to do articulation, because articulation on this guy, especially in the setup I have, kind of a pain in the butt. So, we're going to bring out both Burning Godzillas. We've got the MonsterArts one, and we've got the Bandai Vinyl one. Scales with these guys perfectly. He looks good. Mine's kind of hunched over a little bit, so he is a little bit taller than that. But it fits in well with both of them. The vinyl probably a little bit more, since he's just slightly shorter than Burning Godzilla. But the MonsterArts line, when it came to the Hesei movies specifically, they really made sure these figures were in scale with each other. These were made to be displayed together. Not an overarching scale. Specifically, the figures released with each movie. It just happened that most of the Hesei figures fit with the other Hesei figures. The other two we've got the Bandai Vinyl Jr. Obviously, not a good scale, way too big. But if you don't have this guy, the MonsterArts Jr., it still works. He's smaller. It's fine. They look good. This guy is completely accurate. Look at how tiny he is to Destroyah. It looks good. When I bought this guy, I didn't know how happy I would be until I opened him. This guy's still one of my favorite MonsterArts. He's just so tiny. I love him. I do love my Godzilla Jr. MonsterArts. I don't know what it is. I just love them. The last scaling we're going to do is the Super X3. Perfect. Pretty sure this is supposed to be slightly smaller, but it works. Destroyah does come with a few accessories. I believe he comes with he comes with 2 different sets of Maser tanks. It's either 4 or 6 of them. They're all piled together right now. I plan on making just a big overarching review for them. Once I get the original Garuda set, then I'll do the Army vehicle review. I'll just throw those in there. It'll work better that way. Okay, so for the painful part of this video, the articulation. And as my last recording showed, this is the part that takes a while even when I'm trying to speed it up. So we're not going to waste too much time. The head can look all the way up. Very good. It cannot look down. The whole point, spoilers for the end portion of the articulation, the hips and the tail both play into part to help him look down. Is it a design flaw? Kind of, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. The mouth clearly opens and closes. It would not be a MonsterArts if the mouth couldn't open or close. That'd be weird. It would definitely be weird. Okay. So the shoulders, ball joints. Big ball joints. Heavy ball joints. They control the wings. Now, I'm not going to show these because these are super delicate. They still are. They always will be. The fact that I'm even touching this middle joint right now is almost a heart attack. Okay. There's a joint. There's 2 joints here. There's ones where they plug into this piece, and then there's another ball joint in there. So there's a ball joint in this part and in this part. It allows them to move quite well. There is a lot of articulation. If you'd like to see that, there's probably plenty of other videos that show it. I'm not going to do it because I'm not breaking this figure. This guy is super expensive now. He's a $400+ figure. And that's normally for the first version. This guy goes for a little bit more. I'll back him up a little bit. There's a swivel joint here. And then all these wing pieces are on technical, I think, ball pegs. In here, there's ball joints, and then they peg out, and they just kind of swivel. Just don't mess with them. That's all I can recommend. That's all I can recommend, because the joints are super tiny. Super, super tiny. The 2 middle wings here are on ball joints as well. So they kind of articulate, mainly just to get out of the way for the joint. So, but you can move them. Do I recommend it? Just be careful. Okay, we're going to shift these forward. Once again, watching for these. You don't want to break them on his big chungus thighs. So the arms have a technical, I don't know, upper arm swivel. They really just turn more than move up and down. And he's got very good elbows. Very good. His arms can go straight out. He's trying to give you a hug. He can go all the way up. Mainly this one goes all the way up. This one's got a little different bend to it. Then the arms are on classic Figure Arts joints. Swivel in the arm. Both of mine are super tight. I'm not messing with it. And then they're on swivels. So, like this one has a lot of range that way. This one goes to the side. The nice part about this figure is that all the fingers are on different articulation points. They've got 1 each. They're ball joints. This one does not go as wide as this hand, which is disappointing because I love the aesthetic of how this looks. All of our Destroyah figures always have the fingers super closed in. There's just something about his hand being open that makes me happy. I don't know what it is. I like it. It's so you can get your crazy, just like Destroyah going wild and Godzilla destroy all monsters in melee poses, like just up and roaring, and that just looks epic when you get these as wide as they can go. That looks nice. I love it. It's almost like the thumbnail. Okay, we're gonna set these back. It is very hard to articulate this guy, especially in front of a camera. I can't imagine doing a stop motion with him. You've pretty much got to hold, when you're moving a part on him, you have to hold the other part. So like when I move these, I can kind of hold him, but I do have a finger or two on the body. Just, he weighs a lot. The thighs. Super good thigh joints. He can kick almost all the way out if his chungus legs weren't molded quite the way they are. But look at that. When this guy came out, this was one of the most articulated MonsterArts figures to the date. And then Kiryu would shortly follow, and then, well, would take the spot for easily one of the best, if not the best of the time, MonsterArts. I would still say Kiryu and Destroyah are up there, though. Maybe I'm just biased. Now the elbow joints, or the knee joints, there is a little bit of movement. Almost none, though. Why? Well, Tamashii actually kind of thought this one through, and they gave him super, super, super articulated ankles. Like, they just drop. These ankle joints drop flat. Better than a lot of the Dragon Ball Z figures, which is weird. They don't move forward too much. Once again, like the Dragon Ball Z figures. But then they also have pivot. Look at how much pivot's on that. If his legs could articulate even better, like, I can't even show it. There we go. Look at how good that looks. This big chunky figure can articulate better than their original Godzilla release, and almost better than the legs and hips on the Burning Godzilla. Look at that. This big chungus of a figure can articulate very nicely. And as I said, as we go into the tail, now look at how I'm holding him. I'm holding the weight of the figure. This tail has got a lot of good articulation. As you can see, I've got it bent so you can actually see him on camera. That's about as far as wide as it goes. It doesn't go flat. You cannot get him in a very nice looking traditional flying pose. Does that look bad? No, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great though. This is the old style where it was sections of the tail are articulated. And then because of how it's molded, it just really can't move. The pincers here can articulate. Well, one can for me. The other one is supposed to. It looks glued. I'm not messing with it. I don't even mess with this one too much. But would it be nice if it articulated? Yes. But I'm not going to complain. Not with this old of a figure now. If this was a fresh review, then yes. If this figure just came out, I'd be tearing it apart. But gotta remember, this figure's from 2013 is when the first one came out. This figure is 8 years old, and it is still one of the better MonsterArts figures. And I think that says a lot. Kind of. I do think that says a lot. So that's going to do it for the video. 14 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So what do I think of this figure? Well, if you want to get my very initial reactions on this figure, my very first unboxing on this channel many years ago, almost 4 years ago, was on this figure. I got this when this was my first Walmart paycheck. I bought him and Dragon Ball Super Card Game Tournament of Power box. And I actually had the video up on YouTube. It was recorded off my MacBook. It is bad. It is laggy. It doesn't look good. But if you want to see my initial reaction to pulling this guy out of the box, and I highly recommend you do, I'd suggest going and looking at that video. It's just a good trip down memory lane. I'll probably go look at it as well. So this figure is going to get a solid 8 out of 10 though. If I was speaking bias or unbiasedly, it would probably be a 9 out of 10, but I can't ignore that even during the review, I don't want to touch the wing joints. I don't. There's other joints I don't want to touch. The tail pincher, I don't want to touch it. You know, I did, but I really don't want to. And with both wings being attached to this, it does make it heavy. Sometimes when you have the arms up and out, they do, see, weighs down. But this figure is perfect. If you have the extra funds to get this guy, I'd pick it up. I really would recommend picking it up. If you don't, wait around till you can get a deal. I'm telling you, this guy is worth it. So, this is Kaiju Addict, your host. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I'm back for good this time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Halloween, everybody. Rock on.